Welcome to the Art Lady channel. Today I'm going to show you my mermaid rose, and I was about to give up on this thing, and then this year I see some buds and blooms on it, so I'm pretty excited about it. So we're going to take a closer look. I'm so excited. I have a little patch of blossoms on my mermaid rose here. And this is the first time it's really bloomed. Look how big it is since I planted it. It's beautiful. And this is an old bush. And I don't know exactly how many years it is. I want to say it's pretty huge too. I want to say at least maybe 10 years old. Takes up this whole section here, and I was almost going to give up on it and just cut it down because it didn't flower. And I have another little bloom coming on this side. It's in a cluster. That little bloom was in a cluster, and this one right here, let's move this out of the way so you can see it a little bit better. I don't know if that's in a cluster or not. Yep, that's a cluster too. But I was looking all over and I couldn't find a lot of the blooms. Once I saw the first one a few days ago, I looked everywhere. Oh, I see another one actually. I do see another one. So this may, right there. So we may have more hiding in this big jungle mess right here. So I'm going to do some trimming up this weekend then, where it's overgrown. You can see at the bottom there's a lot of grass I need to trim out. It's hard to get near the mermaid though because she is very picky. But it's ironic, just when I was about to cut it all down, now it's flowering. And I think she's starting to flower because in the spring, or a few months ago, I gave it some liquid fertilizer. And I think that helped it. Over the years, I've been fertilizing lightly though, not a lot. And I did throw Epsom salts on it and rose fertilizer, but I think the soil in this area is just not good. But it's encouraging to see those flowers. Finally. Like I said, I've had it for like 10 years. And it's been huge, and I've chopped it back to nothing. You know, in between, here and there over the course of the years. And this is just one giant sprig right here that came out. But overall, it's very healthy. It's very vigorous, other than it just doesn't flower. This side of the bush, this is not blooming at all here, on this side. But that's my mermaid. It's got long arching canes. It is pretty much of a messy rose, I call it. Because that area is not attractive at all. I think if it were to grow up something, it would be better. Or along a fence. But there's the buds. The buds are pretty big. See, it's got and then a giant, obviously the bees like it. And it doesn't really have a scent to it. I can't smell it. But very, very picky. Like I got close to it and the whole bush stuck to my shirt. It has these, the pickers. Not only does it have those, you know, outer thorns that lots of roses have, the big ones, I call them kind of rhino thorns. The stem is just packed with really tiny little mini thorns along the stem. So if you see that, so it's almost impossible to touch that branch and move it without getting picked because they're so small. You definitely need gloves with that. That's why when you just barely brush up against it, you get stuck. It sticks to your clothes. And let's see, I read about the underside of the leaves. It's not the leaf here that has the thorns, it's the stem of the leaf has these really tiny thorns. So the leaves seem to be okay. It's just the stem area, the center here, the vein. Very small, but it's the main stem has the thorns still. Yeah, so it's true, it is quite thorny. But the flower sure does brighten your day. And there's my pretty little flower. This is the very next day, and the flowers I showed you previously, the petals have dropped. They only stay for one day, and then the blooms that were underneath it opened up. So unfortunately, it's only one day. But they're pretty large, you can see, compared to my hand. Single petal. But all the little stamens in the center show. It just opens right up.